Suppose that if integrated into an apartment for a single owner, the apartment, or comunalka as it was called, would be worth $500,000. Assume that there are currently four tenant families, each occupying one room and sharing use of the common spaces. If sold separately, the interests of the tenants would fetch, we assume, $25,000 or $100,000 in total. Converting the comunalka into a single apartment would create $400,000 in value, but it was frequently the case that the costs of assembling the individual tenant interest into the more valuable whole were so great as to preclude the more valuable use of the resource. The tragedy of the anticommons occurs when multiple owners are each endowed with the right to exclude others from a scarce resource, and no one has an effective privilege of use. Property interests can be so finely divided as to impose significant assembly costs on later users who would like to consolidate the property interests into a more valuable whole. Heller and others have argued that precisely this anti-commons problem arises in biomedical research, superscript 29, which reads, Michael A. Heller and Rebecca Einsberg, can patents deter innovation? The anti-commons in biomedical research, 280 Science 698, 1998, returning to the text. We shall see an additional example in the box on the public domain later in this chapter. The commons and the anti-commons suggest symmetric problems of under propertization and over propertization, just as the porridge of the three bears could be too hot or too cold or just right, so too the law can define property interests too finely or not at all, or in just the right measure.